The second global event, Assault, will go live on October the 3rd for the division, and it will be a stark contrast to the previous global event, Outbreak. Now, since most agents are not familiar with Assault modifiers, I have carefully crafted a build to get you through this event with speed and efficiency, and you will have the next several weeks to farm the necessary gear to make this build a reality. What's going on, agents? It's LtBuzzLitebeer, and I have a special build for you today, designed to get you through the next global event, Assault. For those of you that participated in the 1.7 PTS on consoles, you never received this PTS version, and therefore were not able to experience firsthand what the modifiers felt like for Assault. Now, in contrast to Outbreak, where you try to stay as far away from the cleaners as possible in order to avoid the contamination clouds, Assault requires you to be in close to your targets, the LMB, and severely penalizes you for staying at longer ranges. Assault increases the LMB's damage against you the further you are from them, and increases your damage the closer you get to them. Since you will need to be in close in order to inflict the maximum damage possible, I have carefully crafted this strike fence build with those Assault modifiers in mind. So without wasting any further time, let's jump right into this build, starting off with the chest piece, and I have chosen to equip the Striker's Harness, rolled with a main stat of firearms. Enemy armor damage and a nice health roll are the two major attributes, along with ammo as the minor attribute. I have also equipped two firearms mods with 3% damage to elites. Now, 3% damage to elites used to be the maximum amount available on mods, but was raised to 4% when Update 1.7 went live. Over the next few weeks, I will be on the hunt for those maximum DTE versions. For the mask, I have equipped the Defense Mask, rolled once again with a main stat roll of firearms. More enemy armor damage as the major attribute, and very important that you try for damage to elites as the minor attribute. Another firearms mod with 3% damage to elites rounds out the mask. Striker's knee pads are used for this build, and mine have a nice stamina main stat roll. A strong skill power major attribute roll and the all-important damage to elites in the minor attribute selections are what you were looking for. Another firearms mod with 3% damage to elites and a 3.5% ballistic shield damage mod finish off the knee pads. Stay tuned until the end of the video for a full explanation of ballistic shield performance mods. For this strike fence build, I have equipped the extremely powerful and ever useful Ninja Bike Messenger Bag with a main stat roll of electronics. I have more skill power as the major attribute, another firearms mod with 3% damage to elites, and two 4% ballistic shield damage mods. Defense gloves with a stamina main stat roll are used, and mine have the holy trinity of goodness for an SMG build, which are critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and SMG damage. And finally, this gear set is finished off with a defense holster that is nearly maxed out in all three main stats. Skill haste as a major attribute is always a nice selection, and I have chosen to equip another 4% ballistic shield damage mod to complete the holster. For this strike fence build, I spent many a resource at the crafting table and decided to equip this MP7 as I have never featured it in one of my build guide videos. This MP7 has an extremely high base damage roll along with a 22.5% critical hit chance. Weapon talents include Destructive, Predatory, and Ferocious. Now, I would have preferred something like Responsive, Brutal, or Deadly over Predatory, but since I have 0 health on kill on any of my gear pieces, having Predatory is not the worst selection. Since SMGs have no native enemy armor damage, Destructive is a must, and the flat 10% damage buff Ferocious grants you against all elite level NPCs is another solid selection. Weapon mods include a 121% extended magazine, critical hit damage scope, critical hit damage loud vent break, and critical hit damage small grip. If and or when your shield does eventually break, having something like an LMG in reserve is a smart idea, as will give you a chance to return fire and defend yourself while your shield cooldown timers are reset. my MG5 has a low out of cover damage percentage and average damage roll. However, it features the brutal, ferocious, and destructive weapon talents, and all three are ideal for a PvE light machine gun. Weapon mods are a 121% extended mag, headshot damage scope, headshot damage suppressor, and critical hit damage small grip. Skills for this build are of course the ballistic shield, which with this much skill power has a total health pool of right around 636,000, 10% additional damage resistance, and with my ballistic shield damage mods, a 25.5% damage increase. Now, since I have no health on kill save predatory, I have equipped the Overdose first aid mod to more fully heal my character, and along with predatory, it does a decent job of keeping me in combat. I have chosen to equip the On the Move, Precision, One is None, and Combat Medic talents for this build, although you could equip something other than Combat Medic if you plan on running the Assault missions solo. If you've been keeping track of the build stats, this build will give you a critical hit chance of right around 30%, 99% critical hit damage, and 62% headshot damage. The stability from the Striker 2-piece bonus is nice, and it really helps in controlling the vertical recoil of the MP7 when firing full auto. 63% damage to elites and 37.5% enemy armor destruction pair nicely and will aid you in battling elite level NPCs. Once I source 5 new mods with 4% DTE, expect that 63% to go up to 68%, just in time for Assault. I will spend the rest of this tutorial video quickly reviewing over the ballistic shield mods, since I know many agents out there are not very familiar with the defense gear set and even less familiar with how to mod them, so stay tuned. Back in the build section of the video, I said that I had equipped ballistic shield damage mods, and I wanted to show you just how these work. Here I am at the firing range with the same build I just broke down, but I have disabled all my ballistic shield damage performance mods so we can run a baseline damage test. Once I start firing, you will see that my baseline headshot damage at close range is 28,548, with critical strikes jumping up to 50,399, and this gives us an idea of what the base damage increase we can get with just the shield equipped. Now, with the exact same build as before, but now with all of our ballistic shield damage mods equipped, our standard headshot damage number is 32,570, and our critical strikes are at 57,500. The percentage difference between the two tests is right at 14% more damage while using the ballistic shield damage mods, which falls 1.5% short of the number it shows on the character screen, but at least it is close. Many players immediately dismiss these ballistic shield damage mods when they don't see their DPS numbers change once equipped, and they just say they aren't working. But as you can see from our testing, they actually do work. They're just slightly lower than they say by about 1.5%. Now, besides testing, you can see the damage increase figures on your character ability selection screen, where we can see the damage increase percentage with them equipped at 25.5% and at only 10% without them equipped. Now, the maximum percentage gain for equipping 4 of these type of mods is 16%, so at 15.5%, I am extremely close to being at max. The second type of mods available for the defense gear set are ballistic shield health mods, and these mods are designed to increase the amount of damage your shield can sustain before breaking. These mods have no effect on how much damage your agent can sustain, and this is where a lot of the confusion with these mods starts to show up. The maximum percentage for each of these ballistic shield health mods is 7.5%, and in total, all 4 mods can add up to a maximum of 30% more shield health before breaking. For those of you that are familiar with the defense gear set, that is the same amount of shield health that was lost from update 1.6 to 1.7 when the ballistic shield received a mysterious health nerf. The final type of ballistic shield mods are damage resilience mods, and once again, many agents are confused about how these function. These mods have nothing to do with the health of the shield or shield damage mitigation, but rather they increase the amount of damage your agent can sustain from the sides and back while having the shield equipped. Each of these mods has a maximum mitigation of 5%, so all 4 together will grant your agent 20% more resilience to damage sustained from the sides or back while holding the shield. For For the last portion of this build guide tutorial, I wanted to feature this build in action on Russian Consulate Challenge difficulty solo, and I will feature this same build in all 3 clips, but using the different ballistic shield mods so you can see just how much difference they make to your build. Russian Consulate is a good gauge for how your build is progressing or has the potential to hold up for the upcoming Assault Global events, as it features plenty of close quarters combat with the LMB and will hone in your ability to manipulate firing angles and sight lines. The LMB have the ability to quickly flank you and will constantly attempt to attack you from behind, and if you can make quick work of this first portion of the mission, then your build should be ready. For now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but I would really appreciate any feedback you can leave me in the comment section concerning my Strike Fence Assault build or anything defense related. In addition, if you could take the time to rate the video with a huge thumbs up, it would be greatly appreciated. If you want some more LtBuzzLitebeer and my Division videos in your life, make sure to pound that sub button, check mark, and save to receive all video notifications for my channel, and follow me on Twitter at LtBuzzLitebeer. Until my next Division video, this has been LtBuzzLitebeer saying peace out.
Agent, we're intercepting LMB radio chatter. It sounds like they picked up the immunologist's message like we did. Sweep the consulate and try to locate him. We'll let you know if we ID any likely hiding spots.
Inbound on your position.
Agent, we're intercepting LMB radio chatter. It sounds like they picked up the immunologist's message like we did. Sweep the consulate and try to locate him. We'll let you know if we ID any likely hiding spots.
Am.
Agent, we're intercepting LMB radio chatter. It sounds like they picked up the immunologist's message like we did. Sweep the consulate and try to locate him. We'll let you know if we ID any likely hiding spots.
Warning.